In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Clone Commander Thire as part of the Order 66 2-pack during the 30th anniversary line. So I do not have his other counterpart at the time of this video, and that's just a Darth Sidious action figure from the Revenge of the Sith line. Specifically when he's in the red gown just before, well, actually during his duel with Mace Windu, for instance. I do know that action figure comes with a soft goods cloak instead of what the original in the Revenge of the Sith line did. I'm not sure if he has the alternative head where it shows his dark side features after getting blasted with lightning or anything like that. I would have to look more into that. But Commander Thire here is probably the main draw of that pack anyway. For the most part, he's just a repaint of other clone commanders that we were getting around the same time. But you know, because of his paint scheme and then all the other features about him here, he does feel like an entirely brand new clone trooper, and I'm happy he's a part of my collection. So I did get this guy loose at a comic book store. In fact, I got him at the same exact time, or within the same couple days, at the same store as this shock trooper back here. I got him loose, and I think I paid about $20 for him, which I didn't think was too bad of a deal. I think it's one of those packs where if you get it brand new, it's a little bit more on the pricey side for what it is, and I imagine it's because of Thire here. So I thought, pretty good deal, and he looks pretty good, so I'll go ahead and get him. But I will say, just from comparing this Thire to some of the other ones I've seen online, the helmet is a little bit worn, mainly on the visor there. As you can see with the mouth, some of the black paint is worn off. And I think the red is maybe slightly faded in some areas. I just feel like it could be a lot more crisp than it is. Same with the visor. It just seems like some of the black paint's a little bit worn. But it's not too bad. I can always touch up on that if I really wanted to. And of course, just to complete the set, and I would not mind having another Commander Thire or gain the complete set brand new down the road, so we'll see. But until that happens, I think it's still a good time to talk about Thire. So a lot of people don't realize this, but he actually does show up in Revenge of the Sith. He's specifically in the scene where just after a duel between Sidious and Yoda, he's one of the shock troopers reporting to him that there's no sign of him. But if you recall in that scene, he doesn't have the pauldron or the comma here at all. And from my understanding, this is Hasbro was basing this look of Thire off of the Battlefront 2 game. Perhaps it's a mod or something like that. It's been since 2011 or so since I've played Battlefront 2, but I can't think of an instance where Thire really shows up at all outside of a mod. So it is nice for Hasbro to take a little bit of initiative on that, and they gave him a little bit more of a unique look. And of course, he's a distinguishable commander from the rest of the shock troopers here. I'm glad they did. So it's pretty much the same clone sculpt that we got at the time. You can see he's a little bit, I wouldn't say yellow, but the white is definitely off here for the torso and the crotch compared to the legs and the arms. But it's not too bad. Helmet is it is removable and is a little bit on the squishier side. It's not as bad as some of them out there, especially like in the skinny mold, for instance. Well, this was definitely the start of the era where, you know, the helmets were getting a little more squishy. See, yeah, some of the red paint inside there. Pretty standard Tamora Morrison head sculpt. Looks pretty good. Have the red pauldron here. Have the red bandolier with the white pouches here. Red for the shoulder there. Looks pretty good. Red shoulders here. Red stripes. He does have a little bit of weathering on his arms there. Not sure if it's the same for all samples or if they're all different. But at least the one I have here has it. Have the belt, which is all black. And then the red comma, which I think looks really nice. That it's a very striking red, and just having a clone trooper with the combination of the blacks and reds here, I think looks really good. So you can see the thermal detonators in black. It does have the black trim at the bottom of the comma here, and it does go up on the side. Black for the holsters. And it's very striking and it's very nice. Red detail, or the red stripes there on his thighs. Yeah, a little bit of weathering the thighs and the knee pads there. Then red for the rest of the legs and the feet. Articulation is really good. He does have the ball joint at the head, and hinge shoulders, elbows, swivel wrists, swivel waist, and then swivel hips and hinged knees and hinged ankles. Of course, with the helmet on, he does have the chin sticking out at the bottom there, which was a common thing at the time. People have pointed this out before, but if you really want to hide that chin, you could just flip the head around and then do something like that. But to be honest, this never really bothered me over the years, having the chin stick out at the bottom. Now, in terms of accessories, I don't think he came with the accessories he actually comes with in the pack. But the one the sample I got here did come with this DC-15 rifle with the brown stock. I think he comes with the rifle. I'll just get this Mace Windu Commander out here. I think he came with this rifle actually instead, which is the more flimsy DC-15 rifle that started making its rounds at the time. And then he does have the DC-17 pistols here, which were the same ones that came with like Bly and the Clone Commander Devis, a lot of those characters. And of course they do fit securely in the holsters. And I'm not aware of any other accessories that he comes with. I think that was pretty much it. I don't think he came with a carbine or anything like that, or a grappling hook, or any additional accessories that were not that were a little more common for clones at the time. But I like the accessories he came with. I prefer him to have this rifle anyway. It's much more durable, much more sturdy, and I think he looks good with it. And just to compare his red, or the red on his armor, with the rest of the clones, as you can see, the Shock Trooper is a little bit more of a deeper and more darker red. Well, on Thire here, it's a little more lighter, I think. On the shoulder pauldron, I think it's a little bit more the same. And same with on the chest there. But it is just slightly off, and that happens. Depends on the factory where it's manufactured, and then of course the production run. All those things factor in. It's never going to be 100% the same. You can't take the pauldron off if you wanted to. You just pop the head off. But for the belt here, it is, while it is a separate accessory, there's no way to unlatch it or anything, so you would have to cut the belt there if you really want to take the comma off. I think that's pretty much all I can tell you about Commander Thire here. Of course, we do have Lieutenant Thire and the Dave Filoni Clone Wars line, which I do have a video of on the channel. One of my favorite clones from that series. And I assume it's the same Thire. But it is nice having that variety there. I'm glad I have all four of these Shock Troopers here. And as I mentioned in the other reviews for the other Shock Troopers, I would like to get more down the road. but we'll see what happens. So would I recommend Thire for your collection? I definitely would. If you're a big fan of clones, clone commanders, anything of that sort, definitely recommend. He is a little bit on the pricey side. I wouldn't recommend paying a fortune for him, but if you can find him in like the $20-$25 range, loose or new, for the complete set, I think that'd be a good deal for him. But anyways, that concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for playing more in the future. There's always more to come. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support. And check out the links in the description if you haven't done so already. And as always, thanks for watching.